Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to the video, and today we are here for another severe weather breakdown, and we're going to be talking about a huge storm that will be coming tomorrow that's going to bring damaging wind, large hail, and lots of tornadoes. So let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the SPC outlook for today, where we have no marginal risks of severe weather. Moving on to tomorrow, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather across portions of southeast Texas, a slight risk across portions of southwest Louisiana and southeast Texas, and then a marginal risk extending all the way from southeast Louisiana back up into southern Oklahoma, back down into southeast Texas, okay? So let's go ahead and break down the threats that this brings. Starting off with the tornado threat. Tomorrow, you have a 10% chance to see a tornado in your town if you are anywhere from Lufkin almost back down to the northern Houston metro there, okay? So be very aware. We're likely going to see several tornadoes tomorrow. They're not expected to be very strong like November 20th tornado outbreak, but we could see a lot of them. That's the main problem, okay? So you've really got to be looking out for this. I will be going live covering the tornadoes tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, okay? I'm going to be covering for probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just getting everybody through this, keeping everybody safe. So come tune in if you are in this area, please, tomorrow, all right? It's the safest thing to do. Damaging wind threat for tomorrow, you have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town if you're anywhere from Wichita Falls back down into portions of Louisiana, so look out for that. Okay, damaging winds are not a huge threat with this storm. It's mainly going to be a tornado threat. Hail threat, same thing, all right? It's a little bit bigger. You have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles an hour higher in your town if you're anywhere from Wichita Falls back down to Houston, so look out for that. That's it for tomorrow. We go into Friday, we already have a marginal risk of severe weather across portions of the Dixie Alley as this storm moves off to the east here. Okay, so we're going to break this down on tomorrow's video most likely. Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook here. Okay, this is some pretty big new info, alright? We have an area in portions of the upper western Midwest and portions of the eastern Northwest that are going to have an 80 to 90% chance to see above average temperatures from December 5th to December 9th in that darkest shade of red there, okay? Now, that's a pretty big deal. This is going to bring some of those fall temperatures back into action one last time before we truly begin to see that winter season come into action here, okay? We're going to have an area in central Florida that's going to have a 50 to 60% chance to see below average temperatures there in the darkest shade of blue, so look out for that. It's going to start to feel like winter there while it starts to feel like more like fall-like conditions for the area up here, okay? 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. I am not within my flow today. Sorry, guys. Northwest, you're going to have a 50 to 60% chance to see above average precipitation if you're in that darkest shade of green. This is a little bit of a concern. They've issued a slight risk of like excessive or heavy precipitation, I think it's called, in this area, so look out for that. And then down in the southeastern United States, in the exact opposite part of the country, in the darkest shade of brown, you're going to have a 50 to 60% chance to see below average precipitation, so look out for that. Some drought conditions are likely going to enhance in this area as they're already pretty bad, but yeah, especially in like Louisiana is seeing like the record drought of like the century, okay? It's not good down there. I mean, every now and then we've had the occasional storm come through to kind of remedy that a little bit, but it always just starts right back up. So be very careful if you're down there. Watches, warnings, and advisories. Okay, we have winter weather advisories, winter storm watches in some areas, kind of in a line from New Mexico back up into portions of southwest Washington, so look out for that. We could see some heavier snowfall in some of those areas soon, alright? So look out for that. We have freeze warnings in the dark blue in the Florida Panhandle, southern Georgia, and southeast Alabama. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to have a chance to see below average temperatures in that area continuing, but you already have freeze warnings up, okay? So be very careful. Frost accumulation is likely. There is you're going to need to protect your pipes, your plants, and your people. There's a phrase called the PPP. Protect your pipes, protect your plants, and protect people if you're in those dark blue boxes there, okay? That's it for the watches, warnings, and advisories. Forecast models here, tropical tidbits. Let's go and watch this storm here, alright? So we can see right now we have a little bit of moisture entering from the Gulf of Mexico into portions of southeast Texas here. We go into midnight tonight, okay? That rain rain finally stretches into Texas quite a bit, actually, more like southern and central Texas. And then we go into 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's when this event really starts to get going here in portions of East Texas. Likely not any severe weather or thunderstorms yet, but it's whenever we go into noon tomorrow for Texas here. East Texas, western Louisiana, western Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, that whole area. You could start to see some thunderstorm activity ramp up, but it's really going to get bad around the evening time, okay? At around 6 p.m. here, we could get some heavier thunderstorm activity in portions of southwest Arkansas, southwest Louisiana, southeast Oklahoma, and east Texas. We played into midnight that night, okay? That severe weather could stay there for a little bit, but then that low pressure system heads off to the north and the east and brings some heavier rainfall to portions of the Midwest, like Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Ohio, and Kentucky, okay? And then that system continues to move to the northeast and completely leaves us, but then we start to watch this next system move in here for portions. What the heck? For some reason, oh, they're doing a model run. Okay, well, I was just going to talk about a storm that's kind of far out anyway, so it's not a huge deal. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Stay aware tomorrow for this severe weather event. This is a pretty big one. I feel like people are kind of desensitized. They think they're on a break of severe weather after the November 20th outbreak, but no, it's right back, okay? You've got to get ready for this. You got to prepare now, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.